Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ubunifu podcast. I am your host, Washarawa Vade. Ubunifu is a Swahili term for creativity, and you guessed it, this podcast is going to discuss everything creative, from music, art, to politics, society, innovation, and even economics. As long as you have come up with an idea and you're making it happen, you are creative. At least that is what I believe. So, this podcast is a platform for young people from across the continent of Africa and also from across the world who are engaging with social political issues and creating solutions for those issues. It is also a podcast just to celebrate the innovativeness and the creativity of young people from across the world. The aims of this podcast are to educate and to teach. We are a dynamic podcast. We teach as we go, we learn as we go. I really hope and pray that this podcast will be a place for you to expand your thinking, for you to grow, for you to look at things differently from a different perspective. Last but definitely not least, I will introduce the philosophy of this podcast. The philosophy of this podcast is based on 3 U's: Ubunifu, Ubuntu, and Ujamaa. I have already explained what Ubunifu is. Ubuntu is the African philosophy that basically means I am because you are. It's a philosophy that recognizes our interconnected nature as human beings. In a world that is growing increasingly increasingly polarized, in the sense that we notice the differences between us more than the commonalities, I feel like Ubuntu is something that is so important. It's so important to recognize that there's a lot more that connects us than actually divides us. There's a lot more that is common about us as human beings, and we should respect and honor that. Which leads me to the last bit of our philosophy, which perfectly complements Ubuntu, which means Ujamaa. Ujamaa is a Swahili term for brotherhood, community, comradeship, and togetherness. Ujamaa is something I am passionate about because I love community. I have grown to recognize that each and every single community I have been a part of and that I am currently a part of have been a huge factor for my emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being as a human being. I have been in communities that have forced me or pushed me to grow, to think differently. I have been in communities that have made me face the harsh things about myself, the things that I don't like about myself. And I've also found communities that are loving and caring that have helped me to grow. And I really hope and pray that this podcast will be a community for young people to just discuss these things, the things about life, from the lows of grief, the lows of not getting what you want or what you need, to the highs of accomplishing the things that we have accomplished, to the highs of recognizing how amazing we can be and how amazing we are. Within community, I have realized that the opportunities are endless. The possibilities are endless as long as we're together. And so, this is the philosophy of the Ubunifu podcast. Ubuntu, Ubunifu, and Ujamaa. I really do hope that this will be a place for you to learn and grow as we go. Take care, and I'm looking forward to show you the content that I have lined up for you. Bye!